I'm Lynn of Linux Stitches Creates, and welcome to my Flosstube channel about counter cross stitch and the project bags I make. It is Tuesday, January 31st, the last day of January 2023. It is episode 71. Welcome if you are a new subscriber, or if you're just new and visiting, checking me out. I hope that you will enjoy. I can enable you a little bit, and that maybe you'll come back and visit again. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate your comments and your love, and you're always visiting and bringing me a little joy in the comments. And I hope I bring you some joy when you're watching. It's been a busy week. Did some sewing, sold some bags, which is always good. Gotta pay that credit card. You know, I go to a retreat and I buy stuff, so I gotta pay for it somehow. And then, let's see, Saturday I went to Keepsakes and stitched for the morning. Met a couple of new people that came in. It wasn't quite as crazy as last Saturday, but there was a lady that had come, I believe she said she was from near West Virginia. And she had heard about the store from my friend Liz and Shelly on Antique Needleworkers, so she had made the trek, so that was pretty interesting. She was very nice, and but I got a lot of stitching again, and I got another finish. So exciting. And let's see, then Sunday was the Zoom retreat with Acorns and Threads in Oregon, and for 2021 and 2022 it was only digital, and this year for 2023 it was both. There were about 100 people on Zoom, and then there were about, I'm trying to remember if they said 50. I think they said 50 in the store. So it was a lot of fun. The designer was a surprise, and that turned out to be Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches, so that was a lot of fun. We played some games, did some raffles, so it was a good afternoon. It was fun. So I've got that start to show you, so I will do that right now. Last week I showed you the bag that our stuff came in. As you can see, it is now open. So in that bag we got all the floss for our kit. We got a Bitsy Keep from That's So Calico. We got the fabric and the needle minder. There's the needle minder. Let's see, do I have it right side up? I think it's upside down. There we go. That's the Acorns. And we got our pattern. How cute. So this is called Snack Bar. The one request that Janine always has for the because this retreat is called the Gathering of the Nuts, because acorns and threads. So she always requests that there's acorns on the pattern, and she was telling us during the retreat that she has been into vintage children's books. And she had seen bears like this in a couple of different books, and she showed us the books, and they were very cute. And so that's who she modeled the bears after. And then of course she put the bowl of acorns, and then she said she did a reality check and double checked to make sure that bears really do eat acorns, and yes they do. So I started on the bowl of acorns because that was right at the center, and there's my start. So very, very cute. Nice colors. I will get back to that. I have not yet gotten back to last year's stitch, which I feel bad about, but I will get back to this one. I'll get back to last year's too, because what's the point of having them if I'm not going to stitch them, right? So that was my new start. And now I will show you my finish. So I was working on Home of a Needleworker 2. It was, so that's the pattern by Little House Needleworks. That was my second whip go. For January I had Home of a Needleworker 2, and I had Dorney Lane. So I'll show you both of those. But I gotta finish on Home of a Needleworker. So there it is. It's all done. This was, let's see, the one I showed you last week, Keepsakes and Tokens Blue, that was from February of 2020. This is from September of 2020, so my next oldest one. So it is now done. So I will take it off of this fabric, because on the other end of this fabric I have, also by Little House Needleworks, I have Giving Thanks, which says, I'm thankful for my daily bread and also for my cross-stitch thread. And that is my start I have on there. So I believe, don't know if I had, I did. I had Home of a Needleworker on my whip go board another time, three more times. I really wanted it done this year. I didn't realize I was quite that close. Whenever I think I'm that close, it turns out I'm not. So instead of, when that's called, instead of Home of a Needleworker, I will do Giving Thanks, and work on that and see where I can get with that, because that one's a little smaller than Home of a Needleworker. So yeah. So, and I will be passing the pattern on to Candy, the 614 Stitcher. That was kind of a pass the stash pattern anyway. So that's all done. So yay. Let's see. So that was my one whip go call for January. So I finished that block, and I finished my other whip go block, because that was my last call on Bringo. And let's see, for Bringo, it was whip with a flower or a tree. And so that was Dorney Lane by Rosewood Manor. And I had, for my whip go, I had 5 hours on this, and I did, besides my Bringo, I did the 5 hours. So I finished that whip go block too for January. So I'm very proud of myself, because I think this is the first year I've actually finished in the month that I'm supposed to. So I have the picture. Hopefully I've already put it in, and this is where I am now. So I finished all of this. I've brought this all the way over, and I've started in here. So the next time I'll finish this center flower, which is, you know, a complement to that and that. And I am almost to the corner. I'm rounding the corner. I'm so excited. So this will become, starting tomorrow, a 25/7 piece. I will put in 25 minutes, which is usually about one strand of floss, one length of floss every day. And because I want to get this done, because as I've said before, it's supposed to be a model stitch. Also started in 2020, which is not good, because I've done so many other things and finished, and I don't know what my problem is, because I really do love it. It's an enjoyable stitch. So, but you know, we're stitchers. Pretty things. Whew, going that way. I also worked on my last call for WIPCO was a whip that reminds you of a holiday, and that was my grandson's Christmas stocking, which is Satsuma Street's Sky High Santa, and hopefully I put in pictures. And here's where he is now. So this whole center motif is done. So when I come back, what I'll do, since I've got this red line, I'm going to put this red line, and I know you can't tell, so it's red, and then the fuchsia. So I'll put the red line in so that I can fill up around the balloon. And then there's another motif up here. So, and this will also become a 25/7 because I want to get it done by November. That is my goal, to have it done by November so that he can use it this Christmas. Let's see. I also worked on my Of Dragons and Apples Sal by Quaternion Creations, and I'm behind because I had picked a fabric, fell in love with the fabric, didn't have enough fabric. It's a 28 count to do it 2/2, which is what I like to do. Started at 1/1, which kind of makes a 56 count. Was kind of about it, but my friends encouraged me, and I went back to it Friday night and made a lot of progress. So the second part came out, let's see, so the third part won't come out again till next week. So maybe I'll get caught up on the first two parts. I don't know. It's a lot of stitching when it's teeny tiny. So here is what I have done. So this corner, it's a pretty corner. I'm not sure if it's getting lost or not, but I was actually supposed to do that corner in black and not purple. I made a boo-boo, so I'm just going to go with it. There's only 3 colors. The whole project only has 3 colors, and what she confused me in, because the border was all done, when she put out the first pattern, she had it where it came 2 ways. It came with the same symbols, so you only saw 3 symbols, or it came out with different symbols so that you knew which was the frame you already did and what was the new bits. So I, in my head, didn't separate what that all meant until after, and I realized I put in the wrong color. But it's okay. It'll be fine. It's mine. And so my 3 colors are black, purple, and then red, which is just a small accent color. There's apples that are on there. So hopefully by next week, this block is eggs. So really there's not that much left to do here. This block was the second one, and it's a baby dragon coming out of an egg. And then I'm guessing we'll go to the next block. So hopefully I can catch up a little bit this week on that. And then I worked a little bit more on my teeny weeny bikini. That's for Candy's birthday. I'm doing the Doctor Who. The Doctor is in a bikini, and this is by Meridian Designs. Debbie, who's the Glitter Dove Ferry. She finished hers already, and she just did X's for the straps because the straps are beads and I can't get the color that they're supposed to be. So I think I might either do, instead of X's, I had been toying around with doing French knots, and I think that's what I might do. So I worked a little bit more one evening, and I've almost got the top done. So I finished his bow tie. I found the last color. It was in with my grandson's Christmas stocking, and I only need like one string from one length of it. So I finished that, and then I've got to finish the white, and then there's another blue to put in before the back stitching, and then the bra will be done except for the straps. So, and then I can go to the bottom part of the bikini. It's a cute little stitch. It's just something nice and relaxing to do. And then lastly, I had another new start. I had joined the Caterpillar Cross Stitch British Isle Sal, and the first piece of the pattern dropped on the 26th, and I finished that piece. So we've got Edinburgh Castle. This is a statue. It represents a statue called the Angel of the North. What did I look up? It's 66 feet tall, and the wingspan is like 166 feet. It's crazy big. So some people changed it a little bit and made the head of it a little rounder. I did not see somebody do that before I finished mine. So there's a lot of lobster that they do in the UK. Fish and chips, main meal, kilt for Scotland, and one lady added a sporin, and I thought that really made it look more like a kilt, so I did that. This is the tower from the Castle of York Castle. It's all that's left of it is the one tower. And what was that? I will look it up and tell you. This is Blackpool Tower. It was built in 1894 and is famous for its ballroom. That is part one. So I'm done with this until February 26th. So hopefully I can do that each month, keep up with it, because I do need to get back to, also, another one to get back to, is my Christmas Sal from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I had kept up with it, and then December came and just totally completely fell off, and put it aside and did the Forbidden Fiber Co. and finished that. So, you know, it is what it is. All right. Let's see. So that's all my stitching. A lot of stitching again. Yay. I have a feeling now that Bringo's done, it'll get to be a little less of a variety. I'll probably do more, you know, I'll have my Sky High Santa, I'll have my Dorney Lane, and then, you know, the dragon. But, you know, how much I'll mix it up, I don't know. Whip Go calls for February for me were Dorney Lane. So besides doing 25/7, I will definitely get 5 hours in on that. And my other Whip Go call was my Twin Peak Primitives, Tracking the Seasons Summer. And I like the pattern. So it's 4 different images, and I just started summer. I thought I'd start there, and I enjoy it, but I just haven't haven't worked on it. And I think too, it's not necessarily, well, it's kind of the fabric, but I have it on my scroll rod, and I didn't have long enough scroll rods at the time, so I have it up and down rather than horizontal, and I can't get the fabric quite right. So I will see how it goes this time when I'm stitching. I may take them off the scroll rod and just do it in Q-snap. Not sure. So yeah, so that's February. Plus, starting tomorrow, I told you when I was talking about plans back in December, I had gotten from Forbidden Fiber Co., I had ordered the Downton Abbey box because that was the February box, and I believe the pattern was set up sort of like the Advent Christmas train, sort of, kind of. So the post office took my box on a little trip, and Leanne had to send me a new box because mine never came until about, when did it finally show up? I think it was May. They finally found it and it arrived. So at that time, Leanne's like, just give it away. So I gave it away on my channel when I had my 1-year anniversary. So I was gonna start it, and then I thought, you know what? It's been so long, I'm just gonna start it February. It was supposed to be February 2022. I'm doing it February 2023. So if you have the Downton Abbey box and you didn't finish it, join along with me. So that's stitchy plans for February. I got some haul. I ordered, because I don't have enough Athena t-shirts, I ordered from Stitching Goddess Designs 2 new shirts. This one says it's a cross-stitch thing you wouldn't understand, and has all our words. WHIP, BAP, LNS, UFO, ORT, FFO, Sal, Hade, DMC, Frog, Kitted, Floss. So, I love it. And I went pink, just to be something different, because I've gotten so many. And then I also got, there may come a day when I decide I have too many cross-stitch whips. Today is not that day. So, yep, I love that too. Athena's got to stop thinking of really clever things, because I just can't help myself, and then I buy them. Of course, she sent me a thank you note, and my order was one of the first orders she did when she came back home from the hospital. She always sends a card. So, and then it's all good. So, Athena is doing much better. If you've been following, like I said, she was in the hospital. She is home now. She is starting to feel a little more like herself. If you're interested in what's been going on with her, you know, head over to her channel. Last week's video, she explained everything that's been going on. So she needs our thoughts and prayers, and she'll be okay. So, my birthday was Sunday, the 22nd, and my friend Liz and I from Antique Needleworkers went out, and look at this cute bag she found. Isn't that adorable? So she got me a couple of things. She found me a notepad, and it's got magnets on the back so I can hang it up. She gave me this adorable little pillow. She found some floss, and she's looking at the floss, and she's like, I have no idea why I bought these colors. These are not Liz colors. So she gave them to me. So DMC, you know, you always need DMC in your stash. And then her church had a sale, and there's a group that they support that is in Tanzania, that they help women who have no other opportunities and teach them to sew, and then so that they can support themselves. And this is actually a pillowcase cover, but Liz and I both thought, you know, it's got a zipper. It's all lined beautifully. It's a project bag. So that's what I'm going to use it for, is a project bag. Because it will definitely fit an 11 by 11 Q-snap. So thank you, Liz, again for my birthday presents. I love them. All right, so that was Stitchy Kindness. We have winner for the patterns out of the magazine. That includes the pattern that I finished last week, There's Always Time for Tea, and I will put in that video. Okay, everybody, so we've got last week's video. We've got the word. I'm gonna have it do Wheel of Names. We'll see what that is. That's new since last time I used this. I've got to do a math problem, because I guess that's how they're making sure that you're not some kind of robot. We're gonna get all the comments. There were 5 comments, and there we go. And our winner is Allison. I'm making some chai tea now. How was the buttermint one? So Allison, you won the magazine patterns from There's Always Time for Tea, and I will be putting that in an envelope and sending it to you. Thank you. So congratulations, Allison. I will put this in the mail to you. I hope you enjoy them. They're great smalls. They really are. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my, from the challenge deck, from, Black Needle Society challenge deck. And last week was to stitch on a piece with bands, which I guess my dragon kind of has bands. Not really. I didn't really stitch on with bands. This week, stitch on a piece whose designer is no longer living. So I do have my Cats on Parade, which is by Blackbird Designs, which one of the 2 designers is no longer living. I don't think I have anything else going where the designer isn't living. And I don't think I want to start something new again. Yeah, I think most of mine are the designer is alive. So maybe I'll pull out my Cats on Parade again and put some more work into that. We'll see. Maybe I'll take that to Keepsakes on Saturday. Candy 614 Stitcher's coming down, and so we'll be at Keepsakes again this Saturday. And maybe I'll bring Cats on Parade, because that one's pretty close, getting close to a finish too, and keep this streak going, go to Keepsakes, get a finish. I love it. So anyway, okay, so I need to clean up, need to edit this, need to get sewing again, and I will see you all next week. So I know I was a day late this week. Yesterday was just a day. I took a day. It was a mental health day, I guess. I don't know. But I need to get busy, get the week going. So until then, happy stitching. I'll see you next week. Bye.